Good evening, everybody. Before I call this local Liquor Control Commission meeting to order, we would like to start off with the swearing in of our new member, Zach Wagner. Mr. Wagner, will you please rise? Clerk Lauken.
All right. Very warm.
It seems so.
Yes. I, Zachary Wagner,
I, Zachary Wagner,
will follow the Constitution of Villa Park,
will follow the Constitution of Villa Park,
State of Illinois,
State of Illinois,
and the United States.
and the United States.
And I am now officially on the Liquor Commission,
And I am now officially on the Liquor Commission,
and I will give everybody really good advice.
and I will give everybody really good advice. Zach, if you could please take your place on the dais.
Yes.
Thank you.
Remove this.
Thank you, Ralph.
And I'll ask you for roll call.
Got it.
All right. Well, welcome. All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm officially calling this meeting to order, the local liquor control meeting at August 26, 2025 at approximately 7:06 p.m. Commissioner DiTomaso, can you please call to order? Roll call, I mean.
Danielle Weiss.
Here?
Tom King. Present. Zach Wagner.
Present.
President Patrick.
Present.
I am here.
Okay.
And our staff liaison, Brian Ruby, is also here.
Okay.
Do we have,
All right, moving along to public comments on agenda items. Is there anybody in the public? Seeing none. Okay, moving along to public comments on non-agenda items. Okay, seeing none there. So we'll move forward with the approval of the minutes from the August 6th meeting. Commissioner DiTomaso.
August 6th meeting, we need an approval. Can I get a vote, please? Ayes? To approve?
Nice.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it.
Okay.
On that note, I'd like to ask you guys just to, I did these the other day. If you have a chance to scrutinize it and let me know if you'd like it any differently.
Yeah, no.
And keep in mind, for a 22-minute meeting, it took me an hour, so. Okay,
Do we have any amendments to the agenda tonight?
Nope.
Okay, seeing none, we will move right into new business with the discussion of reports commissioners would like at each meeting. Commissioner DiTomaso, we'll start with you.
this agenda item's more set as a placeholder. I did include in the packet this week 2 gaming revenue reports from the state of Illinois for June and July. And that will give you an idea as to the revenue generated by various establishments in town, month by month. So that'll be one of the things that we're going to have available to us every month. There's going to be more coming, but we need a placeholder basically for the report section. So does anybody have any questions on what they have or comments on what they would like that we haven't already talked about? All right. I did talk to Michelle House, who is Community Development Interim Director, and she's going to work on providing us any reports from code enforcement regarding any new or outstanding code violations that they write up, as well as I've asked her to also provide us with permits that they issue for things like outdoor dining. So, for example, Fitz's Bulldog has applied for and received a permit to have an outdoor dining area, which is fine, but I felt we should know when those things occur. So she will also be doing those kind of things. This will all take a couple of meetings to iron out the details and getting it all nice and smooth, but we'll get there. So does anybody else have any comments or questions?
No.
Okay.
Seeing none, we'll move along to the discussion of one-day liquor license policy. So just to start this off, as the Liquor Control Commissioner, I have to approve and sign all of the liquor licenses that come across the village. One of the most common are the one-day liquor licenses that come through for events, whether that be Summerfest or any of those other kinds of events there. Usually one-day licenses also to like the Chamber of Commerce, Kiwanis, things of that nature. What I would like to do is I would like for us to create a policy that if there is a entity out there that wants a one-day license, that they have to at least submit their packet or their application at least a week to 2 weeks ahead of time, so that way we could bring that to our commission here and just to review it and look over it.
I agree. Otherwise, we have to call a special meeting if you want that review, right?
Yeah, and for one-day licenses, they're really not that big of an issue. And I think it's just nice to start getting into the habit of bringing all liquor license issues, whether it's one day or a permanent license, to our attention. So it's something that I would like to do moving forward.
I also reviewed, well, I guess it's the last Liquor Commission meeting from, I think, 2022, where they actually discussed this a little bit, and there's a lot of places that have to get, like Osco, for example, has to get a one-day license to do tastings and things like that as well. And one of the things that was suggested during that meeting is that once a establishment has been around for a couple of years with no issues, that they didn't necessarily have to fill out the whole packet. They didn't have to go through all the rigmarole. It was kind of a pro forma at that point. I don't know if we want to do something like that with just a notification to us.
I think, for right now, I think I would like to see the packet be filled out completely.
Okay.
I think I would like to have it all brought to us. But this is something that we could keep discussing throughout our time here. And again, this is a discussion topic too, so once we start forming a policy on this, we could make changes to it at any time.
Sure.
So is there any more discussion on one-day liquor license policies?
I think that it should be brought to this commission and, jointly discussed between all of us if there is an application, because there may be instances where we want to take a position of not issuing it.
Sure. Okay. All right, moving along, we are going to go to 7C, discussion of tracking of Bassett licenses. So, Commissioner DiTomaso, I'll let you take over.
So per both Illinois state law and our ordinance, everybody that serves alcohol or sells alcohol directly needs to have a Bassett certification. For those who don't know, a Bassett certification is really a short course that they have to take and take a test on that discusses everything from how not to overserve somebody, how to check IDs, the legal aspects of some of that, just a whole bunch of stuff in regards to the safety of serving. And everybody, so every bartender, every server in a establishment is supposed to have this certification, and I think it needs to be renewed every so many years. They've changed it somewhat since I've done it last, but they're supposed to be providing a copy of all the certificates to us,
Yes.
and they haven't been doing this, I don't believe, unless you know of a file folder somewhere I haven't seen.
I don't. I think we have an opportunity here as a new commission. We're operating like we've never operated before here in the Village of Villa Park. So I think moving forward, let's think outside of the box. When it comes to Bassett licenses and those requirements by state law for bartenders, for anybody that's serving alcohol to have those, I think that's more of an administrative aspect of this, and this commission has the opportunity to make sure that everybody is within compliance. So I think moving forward too, we could start talking about how are we going to monitor, how are we going to track the administrative processes, for example, like the Bassett licenses. And then maybe annually, we could do a review of all of the establishments that have liquor licensing and make sure that everybody is up to date with all their Bassett certifications as well. But again, these are things that will help us make sure that all these establishments are compliant with state law and our code of ordinance.
Yeah, it's one of those things I suspect that just, we haven't been enforcing it for a long time. It needs to be enforced, it's state law, it's our ordinance. But I suspect it's just gonna be a matter of letting the bars know that they need to be doing this and they need to be sending this stuff to us,
Yeah.
giving them a deadline to do so. And I suspect we'll pretty much get compliance probably across the board.
And I think, Commissioner DiTomaso, within the packet for tonight, you submitted the list of all the establishments that have liquor licensing?
I did.
Okay, so that is a good base for us to work from, too. So that way, if we wanted to start a review process, we could absolutely do that. We could inform all of the establishments that will be doing that and make it a little easier on us to have that submitted to us.
Well, do you think we could have staff send a letter to each license holder indicating that this needs to be done, that we need a copy of these, and giving them a date certain to return them by?
I think that's a good idea. I think there's a review process annually for every liquor license out there for it to be re-administered. And I think that this should be more or less an administrative process of that. So when the time comes to do this review, I think that's a great idea. We can have staff send a letter to all the establishments that have a liquor license, asking them that, or letting them know that we are in the review process for their liquor license, and we want to make sure everybody's in compliant, and that if they have Bassett certified employees to produce those certificates for us to review.
Yeah. I was reading the ordinances the other day, and it's something they're supposed to provide yearly for renewal, so it's definitely something we should ensure they're doing.
Do we want to give them extra time and do this letter, let's say now, or in the next couple of weeks, so that they have time, in case they don't have all their people certified, they have time to become compliant?
I think what we should do is we should first establish when we want to do the review process.
I was just going to ask, so is it a rolling review process? Is it based on when it was issued?
Annual.
Or is it an annual review for everyone at the same time?
So it could be however we want.
Okay.
I suggest that we do an annual review at the same time.
Right, otherwise this will be a never-ending task.
Right. Now, that might, maybe the best time to do an annual review might be like in January.
Right.
When it's slower, it's the brand-new year, we are on the calendar year. That might give us some opportunity to work on that and review those documents closely. But again, I think we as a commission here should decide when we want this review process to take place. And then prior to that, like what you were saying, have staff send out a letter. Now, being that this is going to be the first time that we've ever really done this, I do agree that maybe we should give them some extra
Give them some
time,
cushion,
some
yeah.
heads up, just so that way, on an annual basis, all of our liquor license holders understand that this is going to be the process moving forward.
So when they renew their, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said absolutely.
When they renew their license, so they would do this, right? They would send their Bassett certified certifications of their employees in with their liquor license renewal.
Yeah, and I think that's the perfect time to ask for any kind of documentation that we might need in renewing a liquor license, as well as the administrative part regarding like Bassett licenses and whatnot. Or any other documentation that you think would be necessary for this commission to want to see before approving. But that's all
Well,
for discussion.
I believe their licenses all renew January 1st.
I believe you're right.
So we would want to be reviewing them
Prior to.
before that.
Okay.
In order, otherwise they're gonna, run into it.
So I believe we have 70, or
Roughly 70 or so.
roughly 70 licenses out there. So depending on how in-depth of a review we want to do, will determine when we start. Now, what I will say is that December is going to be a busy month for all commissions and the village board, is that the second Monday of the month in December is more or less our annual meeting, where that is our last opportunity for the village board to approve a budget for the next year, 2026. So the months leading up to there, even starting now, leading up to December, are basically budgeting season. So it can get a little busy.
Right.
Now, if we're willing to take on that extra work, that's fine. If we want to have
Special
that
meeting
done
or something?
by the 1st, I think that's a good idea. And we could always hold a special meeting to do these things. So that's really up to the commission now.
Well, we would need to have our stuff done by the 1st for you to actually sign off on the renewals.
Sure.
On the 1st or about the 1st. And that means that we would need to have them, the documentation in from them earlier.
Okay.
So I would think that we would want to send a letter more or less now and ask them to have all the Bassett stuff turned in, let's say October 15th, so we can start reviewing in October.
Okay.
At our October meeting, then we got the November meeting to finalize anything or get any questions answered in regards to the renewals.
Okay, so if we make a deadline for the license holders to submit their information to us by a deadline of October 15th, that gives us the meeting of October, November, and December to go through roughly 80 licenses.
Right, and also deal with anybody that doesn't respond or doesn't respond completely.
Okay.
And we need to go back to them and say, hey,
So that's roughly 3 months. I think that's fair enough. Do you think that, what are your thoughts, everybody?
Yeah,
So you said 80, is it 80 establishments or 80?
It's roughly 80 licenses that are out there.
80 Bassett licenses.
No.
Total of which could be a part, is it a part, now, does everybody have those included in theirs, presumably?
So I believe state law requires that if you are serving alcohol, that somebody has to be
Okay.
Bassett certified.
Right.
But there are establishments like Jewel, Walgreens, and things of that nature. I would have to look into that to see if there's anybody that actually just sells the liquor that has to be Bassett certified. I don't know that.
Right, and so then for this too, so when we say doing a review, I just want to be clear, it's Bassett as a part of that larger review that we're looking to undertake.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, like a bartender, in order for them to legally sell and bartend, they would have to go through a Bassett certification process through the state. And like Commissioner DiTomaso said, it's more or less what to look out for, making sure that you're checking IDs, making sure that overconsumption, things of that nature.
It's from the State of Illinois Liquor Commission.
Okay.
Of who's required to be Bassett.
There we go. So,
sellers, bartenders.
so yeah, I'll just read this out. So, who must be Bassett certified? It says all individuals who sell or serve open containers of alcoholic beverages at retail. Anyone whose job descriptions includes checking IDs for purchase of open containers or alcoholic beverages at retail or for entry into a licensed premises. And all individuals who deliver to-go cocktails. This includes bartenders, security, door persons, servers, sellers, and certain delivery persons. So this doesn't pertain to every individual.
Yeah, it would seem that
license.
there's exemptions for those that just sell it, because it sounds like open containers is the big pivot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So bars in town or restaurants in
Right.
town would be
Correct.
required to submit their Bassett
Right,
certification.
like a liquor store, on the other hand, as long as they're not serving, would not.
Right. Now, one thing that I am going to look into that I don't know about, and we briefly talked about it, was our one-day licenses. So like the tasting, I will look into that to find out.
Whether they need to have-
Whether they need a Bassett certification or not. So right now, we have October 15th as kind of a deadline for these establishments to submit all their paperwork, so that way we can have a review process with the goal of issuing new licenses on January 1 or shortly thereafter. Is that kind of the consensus? Okay. And then, again, once we start getting into the swing of things and moving forward, once we get a little bit more organized and better at what we're doing up here, we could always change or review these processes as needed.
And I think if we have a checklist too for renewals, and, once we get through the first round, it's gonna be much simpler to keep on, we just have to come up with the processes first. And then
So the other thing to point out too is that actually, anytime they hire a new server,
they have,
they have to get
They
them
should be.
certified.
is it 30?
120.
Okay.
No, they have to-
120 days to get them certified, and then they're supposed to send it.
Send it to us within, right.
Exactly. So we should be getting these. I mean,
Throughout the year,
realistically, by the time-
theoretically.
Yeah, throughout the year, we should be getting mailings from the bar holders. So if we don't get one from a particular location, either they're not doing their thing or they have really good employee retention. So,
And that becomes
I
an issue.
appreciate that.
And that becomes an issue of basically if we see that there is an issue or there's non-compliance, is that we could simply reach out with a letter.
Yeah.
And asking them, because, sometimes things get busy and people forget to send things in.
Right.
Oh, of course.
So we could send them a notice and hopefully they send it in by then. But I think our goal of October 15th of having that in is good. So we can work on, what I'll do is, Commissioner Tomaso, how about you and I work offline on a potential letter?
Draft a letter,
Draft a
yeah.
letter that we could then give to staff to start sending out to the establishments,
Sure.
letting them know October 15th is the deadline to submit their information.
right,
Is that okay?
that's fantastic.
Okay.
Everybody in agreement on October 15th?
Sounds great.
Okay. On a side note, I would recommend all the commissioners actually enroll in the Bassett certification themselves, just so you know what it's about. It's an inexpensive, I think it's 20 or 30 bucks, $15. You do it online, just search for Bassett certification.
What I'd like to do is I'd actually like to entertain a motion that allows us as a commission and the village to cover the costs for us to take
That'd be
that
great.
certification, if you want to. Optional. So if you would be interested in taking this, that the village could cover the $15 fee. If you're interested, is
I think it's an excellent idea because that pretty much forces us to be current and understanding of the license, the laws and the policies behind serving alcohol.
okay.
Right.
So, I'd like to entertain a motion. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, so basically the motion made by Commissioner DiTomaso and seconded by Commissioner King?
Okay.
Okay, and that is that the village cover the expenses occurred by getting us commissioners Bassett certified. Okay, let's do a
Roll call,
roll
voice.
call. Wait, let's do roll call. Go for it.
All right. Danielle Weiss,
Yes.
Tom King,
Yes.
Zach Wagner,
Yes.
President Patrick.
Yes.
I too vote yes.
Okay, so we will work on that as well. Moving along then, we're going to talk about 7D, discussion of liquor licenses and fees. Commissioner DiTomaso.
This is another item that we're going to probably have on our agenda, meeting to meeting for a little while. So don't be surprised that you see it on there. I want to keep it alive, and I want to keep us all looking at where we're at on our existing licenses and the fees for them. Anybody, I know I asked at the last meeting for you guys to all take a look at them. Has anybody done so and come up with ideas?
Boy, I've been looking at it. Honestly, it's a little overwhelming and confusing. My question is, with the amount of different types of licenses that we have, double A and triple A, I'm kind of confused on when it goes from a double letter to a triple letter. Are they the same, and then we just extended it to a AAA license because we needed more licenses, or, I'm just confused by how many different licenses there are, and they seem very similar.
Some of that was because we instituted gaming.
Okay,
So in order to better control which facilities have gaming and which ones not, they have, for example, 1A has gaming, 1A does not.
So
okay, but
the-
in the definitions, it doesn't tell you who has gaming and who doesn't.
So
the,
you
uh,
actually have to go onto the ordinance to see
Okay,
it.
all right.
you go to the village website and look at the ordinance, it tells you basically double A is a full pour with gaming, triple A is just beer and wine, quadruple A is full pour, no gaming.
Okay,
One of the things that I'm going to request this commission do is, outside of the meeting here is to actually take some time to look at the structure of our liquor licensing and try to come up to see if there are any better solutions on whether that's limiting licensing, redefining our licensing, or whatnot. It can be very confusing. Sometimes it's been confusing to us up at the board to understand some
Sure.
of these. So if we need to revamp what the structure of our liquor licensing looks like, I would like for this commission to take a look at that and make recommendations moving forward.
Some of that's going to be dependent on how far the board is going to want to be as far as setting things out, in that for just about every kind of license, well, let me rephrase that, for all the pour licenses, we need at least two, one for gaming, one for not gaming. So just for a tavern license, we need two. We also have a third tavern license that's just for beer and wine,
Yeah.
and with and without gaming, so now you got four.
So what I would ask the commission to do is to look at our structure. I think it's definitely in our code.
Oh, yeah.
I could actually make a printout, makes it a little bit easier to look at, and I could get that to the rest of the commission. But take a look at the structure, and I think by our next meeting, let's come back and discuss what we found. Let's discuss if we need to restructure it.
Right, and in that master list of licenses that I sent you guys, if you look on there, there is a category, a column that tells you what license they have. So you can better identify who has what kind of license. And so we've also got some not concerns, but we've also got some situations where licenses were created for one individual location because nothing else fit. And I can remember a wine store on, I think it was on Central, it was on Park. And they came to the board, this is a number of years ago, they came to the board asking for some way to do tastings because they just sold wine, but they couldn't do tastings by their license.
Yeah.
So they actually created a license that allowed them to do tastings of a certain volume and everything else, just for them. And of course, they went out of business a year later. And the
We still
license-
have that
Yes,
as an option.
right. We have a
Right.
license just for Sugar Creek. We have one that's just for Safari Land. We have one that's just
wanna
for
see that one.
VFW. So we have a number of licenses that, maybe we could restructure and reduce the number of them. And the big advantage to it, obviously, is simplicity, so that people know what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
Modernize a little bit, simplicity. Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is what the process would be to get existing license holders to move into a different category if we eliminated something.
That was my only concern, right, is that if somebody is living under a certain thing at the moment, right, and it's taken away from them, then how do you negotiate that with the establishment, unless it's a thing that you have this until this is no longer renewable at the next year, right? Because you do have logical breaking points. In other words, you could say, as of January or December 31st, this will, be the final day in which this one is active. As of January 1st, this is no longer an option. So when you go to renew January 1st for approval, know that you're going to have to move to a different category. That would be the only equitable way.
And that's exactly how it works. Yes. So if this commission makes a recommendation to the board to eliminate a certain type of license, then somebody that will say, they're not necessarily grandfathered in, but anybody that is carrying that type of license would need to be contacted and let them know that this license is going away. However, here are other licenses. You are more than welcome to apply for any of these if they fit that model.
Yeah.
So, but that is definitely something we should be reviewing there.
Totally agree.
Before we move on, I just have to remind myself that this is actually an advisory commission to the board. So we made a motion to spend money to get us certified. So what I would like to do really quick so that it's official is that I would like a consensus on this so I'm going to change that motion basically to be a consensus to make a formal recommendation to the village board that the Liquor Control Commission has the expenses for their Bassett certification paid for.
I don't think we need to. I think because Mike Rivas, the village manager, can approve any expenditure up to $25,000 without village board approval. So really, we're making a recommendation to him.
So let's make a recommendation to the village board.
Okay?
Yeah. So let's just make that recommendation right now. I know that we've already did it, but if we could just do a roll call vote on a consensus to send a formal recommendation to the village board to allow the local liquor control commission to have the expenses of their Bassett paid for.
Okay.
All right. So with that being said.
Roll call?
Yep.
Commissioner Weiss?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Yes.
Commissioner King?
Yes.
President Patrick?
Yes.
And I also vote yes.
Okay, so now it is technically official, and we will then draft that up and send that recommendation to the board, which could be on our agenda for the September 8th meeting.
Good.
Okay? All right, moving forward, unless there is any more discussion on new business, is there any more discussion on new business? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move to commissioner comments. We'll start with our newest commissioner, Mr. Zach Wagner on my right.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Great, that's my comment. It's perfect, short and sweet.
All right. Commissioner King.
Glad to have Commissioner Wagner on the commission, swearing in today. Also, the letter that we send out to, in September or October to the establishments, I think it'd be a good idea if this commission reviews that letter before it goes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay, we can definitely do that. And I think what we'll do is, Commissioner DiTomaso, how about you and I work together to draft this letter? We'll run it by staff, get everybody's approval, bring it back to the commission here for us to, do we want to wait until our September meeting to approve that letter?
No.
That would be too late, I would imagine, with the
Okay,
deadline that we're
exactly.
working with.
Okay, so then what we'll do then is we will work via email then.
Perfect.
And get everybody's approval by that way. I don't think that has to be official. But,
My only concern is if that would be an OMA violation, to make a decision outside of the meeting.
we've already decided to create a letter, and it's just more the wording.
Content of it.
Yeah. So to be clear, Tom, you're just asking for,
To review the letter.
to review it.
Just
You
to be
don't-
able to see
you
it
don't-
prior to
You don't
sending.
think we all need to approve it, do you?
No,
So no decisions needed?
in terms of OMA, it's a vote or a final action, that we've already determined the final action, we'll send the letter.
Exactly,
Right.
okay.
Okay, so we could definitely do that. All right. On my left, Commissioner Weiss.
I think we're moving.
Okay.
I like where we're going, so I'm excited. I think we've all been communicating well, and yeah. I think it's going to be
Good.
very beneficial to the village.
Excellent. Commissioner DiTomaso.
Welcome, Zach, glad to have you. I think we're doing great. We're going to take us a couple of meetings to get all the procedures ironed out, but I think we're well on our way.
Okay. And again, moving forward, I'm very glad to have all of you here helping me with this. This is a new direction that the village is moving in. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for the help. It's very much appreciated. There's a lot on our plate, but it will be well worth it in the long run. But that's all I have. I believe our next
Well, we have village staff.
scheduled meeting is going to be September, what is it, 23rd?
Fourth Tuesday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 23rd.
Yep.
Next meeting will be September 23rd, right here, unless a special meeting is needed. But that's all I have. I would like to introduce our staff liaison, Mr. Brian Ruby.
Sergeant Robert Rudy.
Sergeant Brian Ruby, you are more than welcome to take to the podium if you want to have any comments or not. Put them on the spot.
Plenty to say in the future, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
You got it. Okay, with that being said, could I get a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner
second.
King, seconded by Commissioner D. Tomaso. Voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.